If you have a dog with a recurrent ear infection, this is your video. We had a consultation with a lady yesterday. What was the problem? A recurrent ear infection. We went through our checklist and everything the dog had been doing. We asked whether the dog had been seen by a vet, and the lady said yes. What does the vet do? What does the vet said? Do we have an allergy test? All these things. And she said, well, no, the vet simply washes the ear, applies a treatment, and we get a nice bill every so often. And I was like, right, okay, tell me everything the dog eats then, because it could be something nutrition, it could be something centered around nutrition, and it could be potentially a food allergy. So the lady said, well, the dog only has wet food, and I did check, and the food was of good quality. It was chicken based, and the dog was happy with the chicken, and that was it. And I'm like, well, what else does the dog eat? And she was like, and bear with me, by the way. And she was like, well, nothing else. I'm like, so the dog doesn't eat anything else but this? And she was like, well, the dog also has baker's treats and the dental treats from bakers. And I'm like, right, okay, so the dog also gets treats. What other treats does the dog get? Well, nothing else really, nothing. Oh, by the way, yes, the dog has toast with butter in the morning because that's what the dog likes, and he just loves it, and we love giving it to him, so he also has toast with butter on a morning. And I was like, right, okay, anything else? She was like, no, well, nothing else. And then she was like, oh yeah, well, the dog also has some kibble. These came after a while, and I'm like, right, okay, what kibble does the dog get? And she said, well, bakers. It's bakers. And I'm like, right, okay, so once we knew everything the dog was being fed, we could actually look at the ingredients. And what we saw was a lot of meat and animal derivatives, and we saw a lot of sugar, we saw a lot of high glycemic carbohydrates, we saw a lot of cereals, we saw a lot of things that could potentially be triggering the dog's allergy and the dog's ear infection and making the ear infection worse. So I said to the lady, and it's really interesting because she was extremely adamant that the dog didn't eat anything apart from these wet food. But when it comes down to it, dogs don't just have one thing or another. Why? Because we tend to be weak, myself included, and we might feel sorry for our dog, and we feed the dog whatever they want sometimes. But if you have a dog with a problem, if you have a dog with an allergy, you have to show restraint, and you have to be able to pinpoint what the dog's triggers are, and you have to be able to know and understand where the itchiness, where the ear infection is coming from. If you have a dog with an ear infection, you must identify any common allergens. If the dog is not only prone to having environmental allergies or seasonal allergies, don't despair. It could be something in the food, it could be something breed specific, but you can do something about it. If you have a question, please let us know. We're very happy to help.